Do do do. Okay, so those of you who just tuned on, I will be doing a Genshin showcase because after yesterday's Spiral Abyss disaster, I thought it would be fun to actually show off our account and stuff. So let's hop over to wait, what screen? Okay, this screen. Let's hop over to our account and do a little bit of a showcase. Disaster? I've never beaten the abyss before. That's a lie. I've cleared the abyss before, but I've never been able to go further than that. Hello, Energy, welcome. Fun fact, you can check when you meet the account if you go to Amber Day 1. Oh, yeah. That's exactly what we have here. So, for those of you who don't know, I've been playing Genshin since December 21st, 2020. This is my proof right here. We have our starter characters. Apparently, I started playing on the 21st and got Kaya on the 23rd. Cool. Classic me. But I think I really started playing in the new year. So you can see Zhangling and Razor around January time, and so that's when I'd say I started playing the game. But basically, I want to do a little bit of showcase, showing off everyone here, and I think that'll be fun. Say my only found diamond today. Oh, good. I don't think was I streaming back then. I kind of streamed back then. Nothing too serious though. It was just kind of me figuring out how streaming worked and stuff like that. So we only debuted in December, and that's when I really consider our first time streaming. I started playing a week after it came out. Oh my gosh, we got some OGs in here. Played once, I could never quit. I've been baited by the gambling. Oh no. I got 2 months after I got Zhao. Dude, literally same. When did I get Mr. Boy? I got Zhao was my first limited character. But wait, before I get ahead of myself, we gotta start from the beginning. This is an in the beginning moment. In the beginning. Apparently got Dealer Kachingamon on the same day, September 23rd. When did Genshin come out again? Was it the 23rd? Oh no. September 4th? Oh, I don't even remember when it was. Can't leave, help save me. Ain't that the truth? But let me just get a few things up here. So, how are we gonna do this today? Let's start with some ground rules, chat, so that you guys can keep this in mind when I go through my account. So if you didn't know, I have some requirements when it comes to the characters that I end up actually pulling for and also end up building. So you can see I don't have all characters, but the ones that I do have are for a very specific reason, a very deep reason. Are you guys ready to figure out what those rules are? Okay, let me pull it up here. I have a checklist, chat. Oh shit, let's move it a little bit this way. I have a checklist, so you guys are gonna go through it with me. Oh my gosh. So, these are the rules that I go by when rolling for limited banner characters and building my characters in general. Number 1, I ask myself, are they husbando? If yes, I roll for them. If not, then I go to the next question that I ask. Do I like their playstyle? If yes, I consider rolling them. I build them. If not, then they sit on the bench. And so, even though I have all of these characters, you are soon about to find out, not all of them are leveled. And so, as such, we are gonna do. Oh shit! What the fuck? Don't mind me. Oh god! Wait, Kazu, please, we're doing something here. As such, today we're gonna do a little bit of a showcase to show off my Genshin account. I don't think I've ever done a proper review, so this is gonna be really fun. Fun fact, my Amber joined 9th and 8th on the same day. My guess is bundle material or big butt. Unrelated. Anyone even remember what I was writing? Why your account so jazz in basic language? It's not trash, it is based, okay? That's what it is. So instead of starting off with my main DPS, actually, I think I'm gonna start playing from the right and going down the list this way, just so I think it's a more accurate showcase of everybody. And yeah, so we have our checklist here. And I also want to mention that, put another way, the characters that I typically avoid are one, bow characters slash claymore users. So the weapon type is really important to me. Second, I'm not a fan of the chibis. I'm not a fan. Like, why would I want to use chibis on my party when I can use husbandos, you know? And then I also typically don't play the characters that I just don't like. So a lot of the times, people in chat, especially when I do the Abyss, ask me like, why don't you have Kiku built? Why don't you have so-and-so built? It's because I don't like them and I don't want to spend my resources building them. So, listen, those of you, this might hurt some of y'all's feelings, but I'm gonna need you to sit down, okay, chat? Hello, English, welcome in. You got Amber after Deluca Jingamono? What the heck? That is crazy. Oh my gosh. Personality over waifu. We shall see. So, yeah, how I'm going to go about reviewing. We're going to go left. This is my right. We're going to go right to left. And I'm going to go over four questions. We're going to ask ourselves 4 questions to kind of streamline our account showcase process. Number 1, are they built? Yes or no, and why? Number 2, if they are built, what do I use them as? So what role do they play in my teams? That can be support, aka a healer, a crowd control character, if they're a sub DPS, or if they're a main DPS. Question number 3, are they complete? So that's going to be us going into our artifacts and checking whether or not I'm happy with their artifacts and whether or not I would say they are quote-unquote complete. And lastly, number 4, what constellations do I have and would I roll for more constellations? So we're going to go through our account and this is going to take a while, but I hope you guys enjoy. Hello, Sailor Venus. Welcome in. Is this a new account? Nopers. This is my real account. This is my account with all my characters. And I know, right? Imagine seeing Amber here. Isn't this funny? Remember when she was like the first character that you would get after Traveler and everyone... I don't know. I remember being excited. And then that slowly, obviously, kind of changed. But... early game Amber was, we all had to deal with it, you know? Listen, I don't know about y'all, but I didn't actually roll. I was still in F2P back then. It wasn't until like 2 months after I started playing when I actually decided to start Pepeka swiping. But yeah, no. This is like early days. Which is really, really fun. So, I wanted to start off with the characters that I don't have built because I believe everyone from Beto onwards here, I've never built them. So majority of the characters that I have, I actually don't have built. So these are the characters I have built, everyone over on this side. But I believe everyone Beto down have not been touched at all. So this is gonna be really funny. Alrighty. So, basically, all of these characters that you see here are between the levels of level 20 and level 60, I believe. Level 70, even. But the only reason that they are these levels and why I consider these characters not built is mostly because, I don't know. I wanted to... So everyone's level 20 or above, just because I wanted to I wanted to get the standard wishes. So everyone's level 20 and above. And then those who are kind of in the 40 to 70 range, I tried to build and like I really wanted to try out their kit, but ended up not really liking them. So I do consider all of my characters 80 and above completely built. These guys are kind of just like sitting there and crying over my characters. I've only ever used Amber for the meme because I play Ganyu artifacts and I sometimes imagine having Ganyu from F2P to F2P. That's right. Rin Taicho is the only Amber main I've seen. Commitment. Hello, Kai. Welcome. Beto has been touched. Crying in the corner. So we are going to start off with Amber, and I'm gonna look over here and make sure I have my questions ready to go over them. But first, Amber, is she built? No. I don't really like her character, Lamau. But she's, yeah, one of those standard characters that kind of just got tossed aside. But C1 Amber, you know, not much else to be said. Same thing with Xinyan. I have not used her at all. I don't like Claymore users. I also don't like bow users. You guys already knew that. But actually, if you guys didn't know the reason why I don't like bow users, I don't like aiming. I'm not a fan of aiming, and I feel like the damage of bows isn't satisfying, personally. So that's why I typically stay away from bow users if I can help it. If you do see the built bow characters that I have later on, it's typically because I use them for their ults or their, like, what do you call it? Their E ability versus actually for their bow. Making excuses for poor aim. I'm not making any excuses. I have shit aim, and having a bow just makes it completely worse. So that's my reasoning for bow users and why I don't typically like the mechanic, the weapon mechanic of it. And for claymore users, I'm not actually a fan of how slow a lot of the claymore users are, even though a lot of them do a lot of damage. Like, we've seen a lot of razor mains, a lot of Xinyan mains, a lot of etc. But personally, it's not really my style. I don't know. I'm not really my jazz. No, I really want to catch and follow Overwatch stream. Oh no. Aiming in a game with auto locking on targets. I think that's only for mobile, is it not? Doesn't make it works, just highlights what's already there. Oh my god. Yet she loves Eula. Pause. Listen, that's for that. We gotta wait until Eula for me to get to that point, okay? But yeah, just a quick showcase. C6 in Yan. Yanfei, I don't really like her. They're all empty. So these are gonna be these are gonna be quick. Barbara C6, also empty. Lisa, level 20, C6? Oh, C2. She's empty. We got Razor at C4, surprisingly. But he's empty, not used. I guess to summarize all of these characters, I just don't really like their playstyles. I don't really like them as characters. Even though I know, like, Kiku, for example, she's a really good support, especially like as an Electro support. But personally, I'm not really a fan of her playstyle, and so that knocks off our checklist, right? Are they husbando? No. Do I like their playstyle? No. Moving on. Let's see here. Dory is actually probably my newest character, I believe. But no, I have her C0 because I didn't actually roll on her initial banners. But yeah, no. I passed. Not really a fan. Same with Sayu. Even though I love Lily Pichu, I use her sometimes for her passive, I believe, because her passive is what, like, you can sneak up onto you can sneak up to Crystalfly, so I sometimes use her for that, but she is not built. Denari, same thing. Even though he's a 5-star, he's a bow user, which is already, like, really disappointing for me. I'm honestly also not really a big fan of his aesthetic. It's just not my style, but we lost 50-50 one time and ended up getting him, so he's here, but he's untouched. Chi-Chi, listen, if you don't have a Chi-Chi, props to you, but I feel like a lot of people have the Chi-Chi. And yeah, I was never really interested in having her as a character because, once again, she is a chibi. Not really into that. And so she's kind of just been sitting here. I remember I leveled up... What is it? I think I leveled up a weapon just for her to use. I think it was the flute. I used to have the flute and put it on her. I leveled it up for the memes of having, like, a higher level weapon than her. But yeah, haven't really touched her. Imagine having a C1 Chi-Chi. Oh, I've got a lot more to show. I had a friend who wanted a Chi-Chi. She never got her. That's impressive. I don't have a Chi-Chi? Jeans like me too much? Oh my gosh. I get that. Haven't touched Alloy. Never really interested. She's a bow user. Yeah. Same with Goro, as much as he is best doggo apparently to some people. Um, yeah, haven't touched him. I heard that he's really good with Geo teams, and so there was a time when I actually considered leveling him so that he could work with my Albedo and Zhongli to form the Geo team or whatever, but I don't have an Ito. I don't like Ito. Ito is not husbando, so Goro is also not built. There was a time where chat convinced me to build my Diona because I needed a healer in the Abyss, but she's a bow user. I don't like bow users. She's a chibi. Yeah. Candace. I actually gave Candace a shot because I do like her abilities, like her being a shield and all that. I believe the main reason as to why I didn't end up going for her is one, I only have C1, and typically when it comes to supports, I want them to have a little bit more than C1, like C6s, for example. And two, I don't think I had a weapon for her. And overall, like, I don't know. She never really fell into my teams because she's a Hydra user. I already have some pretty good Hydra supports. And so I never really felt the need to build her. Candace has a cool kill, but not good stat. I haven't really explored anything of her stats and sorts, but she's a really cool character. Just not built for me. Cole. So Cole is someone that a lot of people have been telling me to build, but even though I have these items on her, I'm pretty sure they're just placeholders for Baiju, TBH. They're placeholders for my future Dendro characters. But yeah, Cole is C1. She's a bow user. I'm not a fan of bow users. Enough said. Not his Bondo bow user. Yeah. Farazan is actually, out of all of these supports, probably the one that I would actually consider leveling up. I haven't beaten her boss, so that's why she's only level 40. But there's a good chance that I will C6 her eventually, and she's a really critical character to put on the same team as Scaramouche, who is one of my main DPS. So I think there is a chance that I will actually level her up. But right now, she's not really built. We have a few items on her, but nothing too crazy, you know? All, like look at that. It's just a placeholder. Nothing much else can be said about her. Sucrose was actually one of the earlier 4 stars that I remember getting. So all of these people here, I got them relatively later in the game, but Sucrose was actually one of my first 4 stars that I actually used at the beginning. What is she, a level 50? So yeah, I considered using her for a while, and unfortunately, ever since I started swiping, she kind of just hasn't been a priority, and like, not really a fan of her abilities now that I have a Venti, now that I have a Kazuha. But I used to have Sucrose on my team, that's for sure. I think Traveler is a better Dendro unit than Kale. She may be. I mean, I like it because Traveler is a sword user, and so I prefer swords over bows. But I don't know, my Traveler is kind of meh as well. I use Zhao too, I'm lazy to build. Sucrose got plenty of shadows. Yeah, same with Kazoo. She's really good in certain team comps, don't get me wrong. But for me personally, I ended up getting characters that I prefer more than her, so she's been benched ever since I stopped using her. I could never replace Sucrose with my Venti, to each their own. I feel like Venti has no team anymore. There's some cracked, like, elemental mastery teams with Sucrose in it. But yeah, no. I also, if I were to rank the weapon types that I like, it would be sword, spear, catalyst, claymore, and then bow. So I absolutely abhor bows. Like I can't deal with them. But like, I don't know. I guess it's the way I built her. I didn't really like it, so that's kind of what I did. Sucrose on par with Kazuha? Okay. I have no Venti or Kazoo. My Sucrose is 90. Sheesh, that's actually impressive. Changhyun, actually, Changhyun was my first cryo character after Kaya. Kaya is all the way over here now, but I used to use Changhyun quite a bit because also he's best boys with Singjo, and obviously I had to use them both on the same team. But ever since I got, I believe it was Eula, I stopped using him, and so he's just kind of been chilling. Get it? Been chilling. Polearm impact. Ain't that the truth? Noelle. I feel like if I understood Noelle's kit earlier on, I would have used her early on. But I never actually used Noelle until there was a time where I thought I would actually build her. I think I was on Copium when I was like talking about building Noelle to get Geo DPS. Because with the Geo characters that I have, I believe I only have 4. I have Goro. Oh, I have Yunjin now, so I think that's the reason why I stopped. But I wanted to do an all Geo team, and Noelle is pretty crucial as like a Geo healer. So I kind of considered building her, but now she's just kind of she's just sitting there. Honestly, none of the things that she has is actually built. I am a Noelle main, no regrets. Let's go. Plot-wise, she's strongest in the game. She is very, very cute. So, next we have Yao Yao, who actually is someone that I ended up building more than I thought I would. Particularly because she's a healer, and at this point, I'm so desperate for healers that I kind of went for it. So she's only level 60. I doubt we're going to level her up anymore because of potential future Dendro characters that I'm looking forward to. But I do have her on my current I'll Hate Them team. So she has level 70 Favonius Lance R5. And I think her artifacts are kind of copium. They're nothing impressive. I believe I wanted to put 2-piece, or what do you call it? 2-piece HP. I wanted to stack HP on her so that she could be a healer, but I think I switched it out. C3, and yeah, that's about it. She's pretty strong. She's really, really good. Yeah. No need to max out Yao Yao to make her good. Yao Yao did the healing good. I'll have to work on it. But no, she's adorable. Hello, Kieran. Welcome. That goblet is stacked. What do you mean? I've traded out a lot of what do you call it? Artifacts for other characters. I think that's the why she lost her artifact set for right now, but drank 2 bottles of milk and now I have to pay the price for it. Oh no, hopefully your tummy doesn't hurt too bad. But this is Yao Yao. Let me think actually. What do I have on her? I think I just stacked. Yeah, I just stacked a bunch of HP on her. That's about it. Super cute. Kujo Sara. I tried to make her work because I was actually very excited when she first came out. But as soon as I started playing, so I got her at the same time as Raiden, and I believe Raiden just overpowered her to the point where she was basically just useless. My Raiden was just better by herself than having her on the team just never really worked out, and so I stopped like using her, and so I think she lasted like a week, maybe, which I'm kind of disappointed about. Everyone, Sarah only works for buffing Electros. Same as Cookie, right? They're very similar support style characters, but yeah, no. Bow user, that probably also contributed to it. So Beto, I actually don't. I think I got her in the middle of my Genshin career. I only got her, I believe, when Child came out. When Child's rerun came out, that was when I first got her. But everyone was hyping her up, and so I gave her a try. But I think she is actually one of like the Claymore users, yeah. But I just genuinely don't like her. Her hit time is too slow for me. She's just a very slow character, personally, to use. I use her sometimes for like, I don't know, beating the Geo Cube and stuff like that, but she's been pretty much benched since then. Just a casual unforged sitting on beta. Listen, I've got a bunch of claymores that I don't use, okay? Like I can only put them on so many people. But that is beta. Now we're about to get into the characters. Oh my god, shut up. We're about to go into the characters that I'm slowly building. So first off, it's Rosaria, because Rosaria is a really good battery for Eula. So right now she's kind of on copium. Actually, I'm pretty sure I took off some of her artifacts. But as we can see here, we've got a Favonius Lance level 70 R5. And yeah, it looks like I did switch out her artifacts, but I believe she would typically have Noblesse Oblige on her. Yeah, I probably switched it out for another character because I've been doing a lot of shuffling recently. But this is her right now, kind of. Kind of, yeah, like this. Can you give claymores? I'd gladly take them. Listen, if I could trade them with you guys, I would. I literally don't need it. Beta's good in teaser comp. Imagine being able to trade 4-star weapons, bro. Listen, I would trade 5-star weapons if I could. But yeah, I'm currently working on my Rosaria so that I can have her with my Eula. And similar to Yunjin, actually. Yunjin is a really good pair with Eula. So I actually have Eula, Yunjin, Rosaria, and a filler character on my Eula team typically. But right now, Yunjin has Skyward Spine, R1, level 60. We actually have a few pieces on her just because I don't have too many Geo characters. So almost all of my Geo artifacts went onto her. They're not the greatest, but it's okay. It does what it needs to. I don't need her to do too much right now. So this is just Yunjin, and I believe she is C6, and I have not touched. Did I touch her? I might have touched her. Yeah, I think I touched her E, but that's about it. You don't level up talents? I do for the characters that I built. I'm just going over the characters that I don't have built right now. Don't worry about it, Scarred. Yunjin would have been his bundle, but they changed that. Triple Cairo Eula just carries and that Scorpion Phoenix play. Oh my god. So, here... So, we just went over most of the characters that I don't have built right now. But... this is where we start to go into the more expensive characters, if you will. So, starting off with my first ever 5-star that I've genuinely regretted. This sounds very intense, but yeah, no, I regret rolling for Sinel TBH. Not only are his little stink bugs annoying, but I ended up not really liking his playstyle. I wish I was a little bit more patient with him, but yeah. I did get his weapon as well, but it's currently on Sangling. But yeah, he's kind of just there right now. We're running a 4-piece Thundering Fury, but they're pretty mid. TBH. He's pretty mid. Sino has been left in the dust. For real, for real. Unfortunately, yeah, he isn't what I thought he'd be, but, you know, it's alright. Now, after Sino, we've got Venti, best boy. I love the Archons. I love Venti. As much as I don't like both users, Venti's ult does enough justice for him, I think. So I never really use him for anything aside from using his ult. So we've got R1 Elegy, level 80. And I believe we have 4-piece Viridescent. So I pumped a lot of recharge for him just because I want him to be... he's my main crowd control character in the Abyss. So I have EM Sans, EM Goblet, and Crit Rate Circlet. So he is typically what I have in the Abyss. And he's C0. 1-6. I can probably level up his ult, but I haven't touched that for a bit. Hello, Vanna. Welcome in. And currently he has 225 ER. What are you guys talking about? I farmed 4 months straight for Eula. Wendy's boy. Farm for Zhao 8 months just to always get the only good flower feathers. Can we all agree that the Viridescent domain is actually the bitchiest domain of them all? My poor Zhao. It's why my Zhao is unusable. It's because I have 0 good artifacts for him, I swear. So, the most controversial character that I have in my kit, because I think for 2 years, I refused to build my Xianglings. Her being level 80 is actually very, very recent. And now I use her in the Abyss for my national comp. So, right, she has 75, 175, 182 recharge, and she's currently rocking a level 80 Staff of the Scarlet Sound. So I basically tossed her Cyno's weapon. And, yeah, let's take a look at her pieces. So I'm running 4-piece emblem on her as a support character. Although, TBH, she does a lot of, she's there for the elemental recharge. She's there for her ult. That's really, really good. And, yeah, here is her set. We've got an ER Sands, Attack Goblet, Labao, what the fuck? And a crit damage circlet. I think it's because it's the only emblem I have. Yeah. If I had a pyro one, I would put it on her, but she's there. Oh shit, look at that crit rate though. I think that's the reason why we have it on her. Who cares? It's 14% crit rate. We just accept it. Raiden National is deadly. It is. Did you hear about a Genshin player who beat Ajna by AFKing? Was it with Dea? I've seen stuff like that. But yeah. My jungling works. I use her in the Abyss, this recent Abyss actually. And I do actually have her ult till level 9. So that's something that's pretty surprising for me. She's a support character that I don't really like her as a character, but I just needed a support character. As you guys will find out very, very shortly, I have a lot of main DPS characters, but not that many supports. So I use Xiangling as a sub DPS support to use her ult whenever we need to get rid of those big tanky boys. The Pyro King himself. I love Bennett. He has 233 recharge. He's actually my primary healer in most of my teams. So we're running a Skyward Blade level 80 R1 to give him that extra energy recharge boost. And we're rocking a 4-piece Noblesse set on him. I love him too. Hi Abe, welcome in. I bought a hoodie and when I went to sleep last night, I put my hood on. I felt something extra bumpy in the hood. Turns out it has cat ears. What the heck? So Benny is stocked with HP. That's kind of what I tried to do on him. So all of his pieces have HP. We have an ER Sands, an HP Goblet, and a HP Circlet. So his healing scales off of his HP. So that's why we have a lot of HP stats on him. Luckily and hilariously enough, I don't actually have C6 Bennett. So like I don't have the annoying notification of Bennett's constellation over here, but I think I would keep him at C5 as one does, and he's currently maxed out with his talent levels as well. My Bennett has R5 Aquila because that's all I get from standard banner is Aquila and Kayagons. My Bennett is a support damage buff and burst DPS. Bennett is also actually, yeah, he does a lot of his attack booster abilities with his ult for sure. We use Bennett for his ult, and he has a really good battery for Xiangling because of his recharge and stuff, so I do really, really like him. I don't want to get C6 Bennett, but I actually benefit more of C6 Bennett. Oh, I never really understood it for myself. I think I think for me, having him C5 just works with the way that I built him. But yeah, hopefully you don't get C6 Bennett so you won't get annoyed by the notification. Yeah, no, I'm lucky I don't have to, I'm not bothered by it. But I will have you guys know that my previous Bennett actually used to run with Lion's Roar. He had Lion's Roar for the longest freaking time. Oh my gosh, Sarah, thank you so much for the prime. I used to run him with Lion's Roar, and chat yelled at me because he needs a lot of energy recharge and have a higher base attack weapon. So that's why he now has Skyward Blade. As soon as I got Skyward Blade, this was what everyone told me to put him on. So that's kind of what happened here. The only reason why C6 Ben doesn't affect my life is because she's used in Raiden National. Charlie loves it. Had a free prime sub. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your emotes. So yeah, Bennett is my core healer right now. I have two healers. I have a Bennett and I have a Jean. And that's about it. So, Bennett is actually a very core player with all of my teams. Toma, not so much. I will admit the only reason why he's level 80 is because he's a Spondo. And I also really wanted a shield user, so we're kind of just coping with him right now. But I basically built him off of Elemental Mastery. So he currently has 754 EM. That's probably not his ideal build, if I'm gonna be honest, but he's with my El Hatham team. I know cope all you want, but that's kind of how it is right now. He is rocking an R5 Dragon's Bane. We have 2-piece Paradise, 2-piece Wanderers. So I just stacked all of my EM on him. And that's like basically all he has. So we got an ER Sands, EM Goblet, and another EM Circlet. So we're coping really hard, chat, but he's C5 and he does what I need him to do. His ult is actually pretty useful for me. So yeah, I use him primarily for my Aletham build, but hey. Don't worry about those details. You don't have to stack HP on Bennett. You can give him attack stance, Pyro Goblet critically. He'll do just fine. If anything, you'll make some extra damage off of him. I'm pretty happy with my Bennett build. I actually would say that he is built. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Holy shit, I'm so bad at this chat. My Venti is built, but I would probably work on his artifacts a little bit more. But for the most part, I think I'll keep him at level... I might level him up in the future, but he's primarily for ult, so he's good. My Xiangling's pretty much built. I don't really want to touch her. She's fine. Yeah. Bennett is also pretty much built. I'm pretty happy with him. He does as much as I need him to do in this period, so pretty happy with him. Toma's pretty much done. I don't really care to change up his kit as well. And that's true for a lot of my characters here. Now, Saint Joe is Hu Tao's best friend, both canonically and in my teams, because these two, they are inseparable. Inseparable? They're not, what? Words are hard. So, let's see. Bergen Toma, yes, I do have him. I do have him as that. Oh man, my Toma isn't built at all. I get that. I didn't have him built until very, very recently. Because like as much as I don't really like listen, he says Bondo, okay? I had to. Saint Joe, my best boy. We've got 244 recharge. He's rocking a R5 level 90 sacrificial sword because like I said, he's always paired up with Hu Tao. It doesn't matter where we are, he is always with my Hu Tao. Hi Tilo, welcome in. Speaking of weird builds, I put no bless on Yelan at the moment. Pyro Kaching. They make a good deal. Physical Kaching. I have Pyro Kaching purely for memes. Imagine having a Kaching. So, what is our Saint Joe boy rockin'? Well, I have primarily, I think I have two-piece Noblesse, 2-piece Hydro. Mostly looking at the Elemental Mastery, energy recharge. So we have an ER Sands, Hydro Goblet, and a Circlet. Wait, attack Circlet. That's Copium. That's Copium. I believe the only reason we had this is because Xingqiu's quote-unquote heals are based off of his attack. Or no, I thought it was his HP. Wait a second. Isn't it literally... Wait, what does that say? Oh, it's his HP. I'm actually coping, bro. I don't know why he has an attack goblin on him. I think we just ran out of... I think it's just what we've got. That's the only reason why. That and because of ER is most likely why. Now, he has C6 maxed out talents. And fun fact, Xingqiu is actually during the first Lantern Rite Festival, you were allowed to invite one character. And so that's actually when I invited Xingqiu because I didn't have him yet. So I remember that because I was super, super excited to finally have him on my team because I got him around the same time I got my Hu Tao. So they were basically raised together. They're literally siblings and I love them. What are his crit stats? I don't have him for crit. I have him for ER. So he doesn't do anything, but I haven't touched his crit rate, crit damage because he's purely paired with Hu Tao for his Hydra application. Moving on. Listen, I'm gonna cope I'm just gonna cope, okay? Listen, Kaya is husbando, so I roll. I'm easy as that. Not only was he my main DPS when I first started the game, I love him. I love him as a character. I love his build. I typically use him as a support for my Eula team if I need that extra cryo boost. And honestly, he's probably my only cryo character, period. like, because Chongyun isn't built, right? And my Eula does physical damage. So he's quite honestly my only cryo character right now. I don't typically have the flute on him. I think I usually have a killer on him. But right now he has a flute. It is what it is. I typically have 4-piece Blizzard Strayer, 4-piece Blizzard Strayer on him. And yeah, pretty standard. I don't think I really want to touch him just because he is obviously only a 4-star and so his damage isn't as good as it can get. But for now, he's a bit of a placeholder for whatever 5-star cryo user I get in the future. Mist Splitter would be nice on Kaya. Is that a 3-star weapon? A 4-star weapon? Because I actually don't know. I'm surprised he's only C2. I feel like he's the lowest character that I have aside from Amber. But I do love Kaya. Kaya husbando for the win. Oh, it's a 5-star. Aika's weapon. Hi, John. Welcome. Oh, it's Aika's weapon. I see. He gets too much pretty privilege. I mean... yes. So, my Ningguang. I used to be a Ningguang DPS main. This was back... She was one of... I think Ningguang was actually my first 4-star character after... in Liwei. She was my first 4-star character in Liwei, and so I was really, really excited to get her. And if you didn't know, we have a community member, Jachum, who is a really, really big Ningguang fan. In fact, he's a Ningguang main. And so he was the one who helped me build her. She's kind of pushed aside nowadays, but she used to be really, really good. Currently, apparently, I have an R1 Skyward Atlas on her, so that's funny. But I'm pretty sure I took off all of her artifacts and gave them to the other Geo characters like Yunjin. Because I'm building them right now. But I used to play Ningguang quite often actually as a DPS, so that's kind of funny. I used to be a Razor in Ningwei when I first started playing. Ning has interesting mechanics. I actually really, really love her mechanics, and my Ningguang did quite a lot of damage. So maybe one day we'll revive her, but she's currently sitting at C6. And I did level up her alt. But yeah, right now she's I don't really use her, but she is, you know, there. She's accessible if we ever want to put her on. Oh god, here we go. Now we're getting to the 5 stars, huh? Oh, do I like D-Luke? Well, let me tell you. There is a thread on. Oh no, I think I deleted the thread actually. But basically, when I first started streaming Genshin, I made a tweet every single day I didn't have D-Luke. and and I was known to be the D-Luke-less D-Luke fan. Yeah. So D-Luke is actually, so in terms of the, so you know how we have 5-star standard characters, right? You got Chi-Chi, Chien, Mona, Kaching, and D-Luke. Well, nowadays there's Tanari and soon to be Dea. But at the time of when I didn't have him, it was those 5 characters. And I really wanted him, man. He's like ultimate husbando. Are you kidding me? I was so desperate for him. But for some reason, he just never came home. Until very, very recently, I got him. I used him for a week. And then I benched him. So right now he holds the fishy sword because it's funny. But I also really love his outfit. So I did get his outfit because he's hot. Okay, let's be real. Look at that. Look at that. I love it so much. Ponytail D-Luke? Sheesh. And I used him for a bit, but he is purely here for aesthetic purposes. That's the only reason why. He currently has 4-piece Crimson Witch, and I know I have the fish on him, but typically I would put Wolf's Gravestone on him. So if I actually used him, I would put on my R2 Wolf's Gravestone on him. And he does pretty good damage when it's on him. Also, look at that aesthetic. Oh my god, I love it. But, yeah. I have him holding the fishy right now. Tuna sword, yes. Even bodice skin, exactly. So, it's kind of meh though, like right now, honestly, because I don't really touch him nowadays. But... oh, that's the guy with the cool goat. It is, it is. I love his aesthetic. Oh, Tartag. Oh my god. Listen. I'm into Husbando Impact because of this little fucker right here. He is the reason I genuinely started playing Genshin. I'm not even kidding you. He was like the first guy I saw on the banner and I was like, oh, okay. Because I think I started playing Genshin, I think at the end of 1.2. Because wasn't 1.2 Tartag? And then 1.3 was Albedo in like the early days. So I barely missed him. And I was really, really sad when I didn't get him. So as soon as his first rerun came up, I was so fucking happy and I snagged him instantly. He's Batman. He honestly looks so good with the fish. I gave him the fish too. Let's go. I got Child wanting to get Layla. I don't regret getting him. Oh yeah, you're using him last night and best he didn't crit. So about that. I used to be a Tartag main. I really did back when I actually like didn't have any other DPS characters. So currently he's sitting at 79, 168. So pretty good ratio, but unfortunately his playstyle ain't the greatest for me. Even though I'm rocking in R1 level 90 Skyward Harp. And I actually have really good artifacts on him. I don't know, he's kind of trash for some reason. Maybe because I haven't leveled up his, talents and stuff, but... yeah, kind of forgotten. 4-piece Heart of Depth. Chat. Tartag actually has one of my best artifacts. Like, he actually, despite him being not so ideal for in the Abyss, he has some really good artifacts, okay? So, let's take a look, shall we? So, we've got, you know, attack percent, okay, sure. Crit damage, sure. EM, sure. You know, we got the typical DPS build, because I did used to run him as a main DPS. We've got an attack percent sans with pretty, you know, standard stuff. We got a Hydro Goblet on him, kind of just there to give him that Hydro boost. But his circlet is where things get a little spicy. So one day, I went into the Hydro Cryo domain and somehow landed on this piece. And somehow, some way, I actually have no idea how this happened. But this is probably my best artifact in my whole account. Holy fuck. He is cracked. Child is fun, but I have no use for him. He'll probably be more comfortable if you have a C6. Yes, and my tar tag is C0, so that's also a thing. His E cooldown can be tricky to play around. I have better sounds, lol. He has a really, really good circlet though, and I'm really, really happy with that. But yeah, otherwise he's kind of just there. I pull him out sometimes just because like it's nostalgic. I really do love him as a character and husbando, of course. But as of right now, he is kind of just sitting there. I don't think I would roll for his constellations, I'm not gonna lie. Probably because like I don't use them enough to really warrant that. So yeah, park that. I'm really happy that I have him though. As much as I don't use him, I still love him, so. Miss Ma'am Mona. So, Mona was actually my first ever 5-star, and she's actually obsessed with me because I have 6 copies of her. Or 5 copies, 6 including her C0. So Mona's obsessed with me, and it's one of the reasons why you would actually see me use her in the Raiden National Comp versus Xingqiu, because she just does so much damage. And typically I have Raiden National on the first half of the Abyss, and then I have a Hu Tao comp on the second half, which typically means that my Xingqiu is with my Hu Tao, which means I need another Hydro element to put on Mona. So she's currently 77, 144, with 150 recharge. She has an R3 Lost Prayers, but honestly, chat, I could refine this weapon to be R5. I could give her R5 Lost Prayers if I really wanted to. So she has my best catalyst weapons, and we're running the 2Ps Noblesse, 2Ps Heart of Death. Mona Burst Moog. I know, I love it. I really do love it. She has pretty good artifacts. Like look at that. 33% crit damage. Why? I don't know why, but she has it. But like, she's pretty much done being built, I think. I am pretty happy with her. She does enough damage in the Abyss that if you guys see me use her in the Abyss, her ult typically procs like 70k damage. So I'm pretty happy with her. Obviously, she's also C5, so that's a factor. And I'm not gonna lie, I might actually crown her ult because I love her so much. But of course, she's only leveled 80, so I'm gonna have to fight the Oceanid a few more times before we're able to do that. You could also put her on 4-piece emblem if I wanted to. I could if I wanted to, yeah. But I like what I have on her so far because I really like that elemental burst damage. If I'm building an Ayaka team with Ayaka, Shana, Kaza, Kokomi, and decided to replace Kokomi with Mona, who would I replace with who? I don't have 3 of those characters on that list, so I actually am not too familiar. Do you like her old skin or new skin more? I love her old skin. Like, I actually prefer her old skin. Her other skin is kind of like, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of it. I like this one much better. But I pretty much consider my Mona being built, and I'm pretty happy with her. She is like, yeah, I do use her as a burst DPS. So, burst support, sorry. So, her ult does a lot of damage, and I love her. She has a special place in my heart because she was my first 5-star as well. I like both old skin for thick thigh memes though. Ayato, Ayato, Ayato. I don't know, man. We have a love-hate relationship. So I actually do have his weapon. Here, let me put his weapon on. I do have his weapon, and we currently are running 4-piece Hydro. I think I got bored of him much quicker than I thought I would. I say that because I think I'm not really a fan of his ult, which is unexpected, but he is husbando, so we ended up going for him, obviously. His pieces are kind of meh. I can probably obviously like improve his artifacts, but I don't really use them anymore, so he's kind of just sitting here. But he's okay. He doesn't do as much damage as like my Mona, let's say, but he's okay. He's fun to play with once in a while, and so I do use him ever so often. But for the most part, I don't think I would go for any constellations or anything like that. He's just kind of vibing. Now, if I end up getting an Ayaka, I might bring him out again to actually like pair the two of them. But for now, he's gonna just here. I didn't roll for Ayato because I already have child. He's very brain dead to play. True. Ayato doesn't need cons anyway. I really like his Hydra application. I will say that much. And like, there have been times where I've actually used him instead of Xingqiu with my Hu Tao. But I don't know. He's a sub DPS that can just chill. Oh my god, it's Gian. My Gian is my other healer, aside from Bennett. And we have 186 recharge on him. And yeah, she's primarily healer and Zhao battery. That's typically the only times I ever really use her. When I need her to be a Zhao battery, I put Favonius on her, an R5 Favonius. But I typically have a killer on her as well. That's her typical weapon, and then I switch off every so often. She's rocking a 2-piece Shiminawa, 2-piece Gladiators for that attack percent boost because her healing scales off of her attack percent. I have her at C3, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Is it? Yeah, attack. Her healing scales off of her attack percent. She's pretty much built, honestly. Like, maybe her artifacts can be improved here and there, but she does enough healing and enough of she's enough of a Zhao battery, so that's where she sits on my team. I wish I had more healers, but like, I don't know. She's really pretty, and I do like she's okay. You know, it's one of those where she fits the role that she's meant to play. This guy. Oh, Zhao. Oh, Zhao. So, Zhao's actually the first limited banner character that I ever pulled for. And I used to be a Zhao main because obviously he was my first ever DPS, limited banner DPS character. And I used him quite a lot. He's level 80, however. And I used to run R5 deathmatch. It's currently on Zhongli. But I would run a deathmatch on him because I do not have his signature weapon. And I run 2-piece Shiminawa, 2-piece Gladiators. His stats aren't the greatest, I'm not gonna lie. But it kinda works. I say kinda because I think he can be optimized a little bit better than how he's currently set up. But he does what he needs to do right now, and yeah. If you paired C6 Gene with Dea, would that mean you'd be mitigating 95% damage? Same here, I used to meet him back when I got him on his first banner. So he is C0. I remember there was a time actually I was considering getting his C1, but luckily I don't use him too much anymore, so he's kind of just sitting here chilling. I use him every once in a while, but typically, especially because now that I have a skirmish, I don't really use him. Okay, if we're talking about husbandos that I kind of just bought because they're husbando, Albedo's one of them. He's quite literally not even built. I use him purely for aesthetic purposes and for the fact that he is husbando. I literally don't use this guy. If I do use him, I typically put, I believe, Skyward Blade with 4-piece fuck. 4-piece archaic, and I pair him with my Zhongli. But nowadays he's just chilling. He's honestly just here because I needed to collect them all husbandos, so you know? Ordinary husbando just for the purpose of having him. Exactly. My Hu Tao, however. So, if we're talking about my main characters, these are my main characters right here. So my Hu Tao, as you guys know, I crowned her yesterday, and she is probably my strongest, most consistent damage dealing character. As much as I do call myself a Eula main, my Hu Tao does do the most consistent damage, and she's the most flexible in terms of the teams that I put her in. So right now she has 67 crit rate and 226% crit damage. We have an R1 Staff of Homeless, and she is really, really strong. Her artifacts can still be optimized, so that is something that I'm still kind of looking at. But yeah, it's one of those things where she's one of those characters where you have just like really good artifacts, and it's so hard to get better artifacts. So right now, that's what she has on her. Yeah, I could probably, use better stuff, but artifacts are a pain to have, and honestly, she does a lot of damage right now. So she is C1 and she is crowned. So she's very, very strong. Ayuta's artifacts are still Josh. She's really, really good. Oh my god, it's my traveler. So, when Sumeru first came out, I actually just kept her on Dendro, and I didn't hate it. It wasn't the greatest, and so as soon as I got Alhaitham, I kind of just benched my traveler. But typically, I have a Favonia. If I do actually use her, I have her on a Favonia and with a bunch of Dendro artifacts. But right now, she's not really built because I don't really like need her anymore. So, but I do have her level 90 because yeah, I didn't have a Dendro character and I needed that initial damage, so we built her. If we're talking about the queens, we gotta talk about Raiden Shogun. I was a really, really big fan of her actually when she first came out. Like, the Sumeru hype was real. I freaking adore her. And she is my best support in the game. She is absolutely cracked. And we gave her, of course, her signature weapon, the R1, an R1 Engulfing Lightning. And she's level 90, 269. Nice. Energy recharge. We got the pretty, like, oh, it's okay. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty lame ratio, but we've got 70, 125, and she does really, really good, especially in her national build. And yeah, we just stacked a bunch of ER on her. We've got an ER Sands, an Electro Goblet, and a Crit Recirclet. So she is pretty okay. She's one of those characters that I could probably improve in terms of her artifacts. But I did crown her. I crowned her ult. She's amazing. I love her. Oh my gosh. Unga bunga booba lady. Imagine not having 300% ER. I believe for Raiden, there's a maximum energy recharge on her. Like, it hits a certain point where if you have anything more than that, it's kind of redundant. Like, it really doesn't add anything more. And I believe that cap is like 260. So as soon as you have more than 260, you might as well use that on other artifacts. So that's what I did. Instead of, I think I used to have a ER circlet, but I switched it over to crit rate because it wasn't really doing anything else to her build. Isn't it like 250%? It might be. 270 is where you want to stop at for ride and enter weapon. Exactly. 300 is the recommended cap, if I remember correctly. Really? See, chat told me, my other people in chat told me that it was around the 250 range. And honestly, yeah, switching over to a crit rate circlet was like really, really good. So that's my ride-in. I would probably work on her artifacts in the future, but as of right now, she's pretty much built. I'm not really interested in working on her anymore. Hello, Radio. Welcome in. Hi, Mask. Thank you for the follow. 300 is the cap. 270 is the actual cap. Daya, guess what? Did you pull for Daya? That's my guess. The weapon gives 30. 30. Oh, there we go. I see. Yeah, the weapon does in fact give you more here. I see. But anywho's, listen, dude, did I really? You know when Raiden came out? Oh wait, no, it wasn't Raiden. It was that one fucking domain that had like 10. Oh my god, it was Kokomi's artifact set. Dude, I stopped paying attention to what the abilities actually did. Okay, Unga bunga. We just put it on her and it works, so I'm happy. After Baiju and Kave, my whole player showcase will be only Dendro. Let's go. Excuse me, barp. Excuse me, barp. Oh my god. So, quick fact actually. I only have 4 characters that are level 90. That is Hu Tao, Raiden, Eula, and Skara. So that's just a quick fun fact. My Traveler is level 90, but I don't count her as a character, you know? So this is my Eula. Chat, if you didn't know already, I am in fact a Eula main. Even though Hu Tao does the most damage as a consistent, most consistent damage as a DPS, I love my Eula. I think she's the funnest to play, and even though she's a Claymore user, I find that her normal attacks are actually much faster than the other Claymore users. So not only is it like pretty speedy, but she can hit like a motherfucker. Like, it is so freaking good. So we're currently rocking an R2 Wolf's Gravestone on her. She has 71 crit rate and 140 crit damage. And she does pretty big damage. Her artifacts, I think, is something that I would work on in the future because she has a lot of defense percent for like literally no reason. But yeah, this is her current build. We've got attack percent sounds, physical damage goblet, and crit rate circlet. I think if she comes back, copium, if we do get a Eula rerun banner, I think I would consider getting her signature weapon, the Song of Broken Pines. But I would have to see for myself and like try it out, because right now the Wolf's Gravestone, like, this actually works for her. She does a hunk of damage. Dude, I think she does like 12k damage with just her normal attack, sometimes even 20k. So like, that's her normal attack, chat. Her ult does like 6 digits. She's fucking insane. I love her so much. But yeah. Eula's attacks like a dance is so pretty. It is very pretty. That's true. Eula's the fastest attacking Claymore user. And that's exactly why I do have her. The ult hitting like a truck. But if you miss your ult, you just kind of cry a little. But the times that you do hit your ult is what matters. It was so sad that she didn't get a rerun this version. One day, Copium, one day we will see another Eula banner. Oh, I lied. Zhongli's also level 90. I'm actually on Copium, dude. It's cause no. Just Zhongli. Okay, listen, my Zhongli's kind of trash. Let's be real here. Bro, chill. So, Mr. Zhongli, Mr. GeoDaddy himself, he currently has 72, 144, with crit rate, crit damage. However, typically, if I don't have him in the Abyss with Hu Tao, I do switch it out for the Staff of Homa. And I would then switch out his circlet for a crit rate circlet. So right now we're kind of just... This is his build when he runs Deathmatch, when I run him on the same team as Hu Tao, because I typically put them together. So his current stats, yeah, 72, 144. His artifacts are kind of meh. As good as defense artifacts can get, you know? We got an HP Sands, Geo Goblet, crit damage circlet. Kind of meh. He's definitely one of my main 5 stars that I would want to go back and fix because it's kind of trash, DBH. But he is Geodaddy, so we love him. I love him. His Staff of Homa build, I can't remember. I don't want to switch around my artifacts because I'm gonna forget later. But typically when it comes to my characters, if I don't have a weapon, I do switch around weapons. But most of the time, I don't switch around artifacts because I'm just so bad at remembering to switch them on and off. So weapons, I can sometimes remember to switch. So I sometimes remember to switch between Staff of Homa and Deathmatch and also switch out the circlet. But typically, he runs an R5 Deathmatch on him. Are you gonna pull for Mika for Eula support? Oh shit, Mika's coming, isn't he? Wait. I actually don't know anything about him. I genuinely did not even pay attention to him. But I'll have to take a look because I did not see any sources for him. And just a reminder, we don't talk about leaks here. So I have no idea, chat. Hi, Mr. You say you're a Spondo player, but you play Eula? Get quick. Shut up, FM. Shut up. I use him as a shield bot. What do we have here? Yeah. My Zhongli definitely needs a lot of work, but will I ever get his constellations? Probably not, if I'm gonna be honest. I might crown his meatball, because, you know, we love Zhongli meatball, but that's a thing of the future. Do you guys like my Alhaitham weapon? Isn't it just the most beautiful color palette you've ever seen? Look at that. Look at that lightsaber effect. Oh, sheesh. My Alhaitham is obviously very, very new. And he's kind of trash. I'm not gonna lie. He has very bad energy recharge, so I almost never really use him. But currently, at least, he's 62, 128, level 80, with Ayato's signature weapon because I couldn't bring myself to actually roll for his weapon. And he's currently running 4-piece Paradise. Kind of meh, TBH. One of those, yeah, I don't think he's completely built. There's a lot more that I can do with him. But right now, it's just, you know, how it is. And I'm still in the, what do you call it? Experimental phase of using him. I'm still trying to figure out how I want him to be. I think once I have another Dendro main, I'll be able to figure out, or Dendro support, I'll be able to kind of figure out my teams because I think I would pair him with another Dendro character. But right now, he is kind of just, he's incomplete. I'll probably, let's be real, I'll probably pair him with Kave when Kave comes out. No matter what Kave's build is. It's just, listen, it's meant to be. Kazuha. Mr. Kazuha here is a 5-star that I actually didn't think I was gonna roll for. I kind of rolled on him on a whim, and he actually turned out to be, like, the most useful 5-star I think I've ever had. His crowd control is so fucking good. Okay, ignore the crit rate damage. I don't use him for that. I have 856 elemental mastery on him. So he's there for crowd control, he's there for the EM. And he's rocking an R1 level 90 Freedom Sworn, his signature weapon, with 4-piece Viridescent. So I have like pretty okay artifacts. It isn't the greatest. Like I said, Viridescent is like the worst domain ever to freaking farm, I swear. but he's rocking a EM Sounds, Animal Goblet, and EM Circlet. I love him. He's C0 and he does like a lot for me. So I actually really do love Kazuha. He's great and super, super cute. Such a cinnamon roll. I remember when he first came out, I was like, what the fuck is his color palette? It's like, look at this Canadian Aether looking ass. Like, I had my doubts, but he's really, really fun. I love his playstyle so much. Next, we got Fischl. So the only reason Fischl's all the way up here is because she's in my current team. But Fischl's actually like a really fun support. Even though she's a bow user, I use her purely for her support. So she's rocking a wait, R4 stringless? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I was like, why the fuck is it R4? There's no fucking way I have only 4 copies of the stringless. That's funny. Anywho's, this is my Fischl. Hello, BBG Nut. Welcome. Kazoo, dude. Hope you're having a good day. Fischl just drops Oz and you yeet her on the field. Exactly. So she is really fun to just use her abilities and leave the field. And that's honestly what I typically use her for. So she's a really good support of mine. And yeah, she's really fun to play with. Just like using her E and like her Q and seeing how much damage she does. We got our C6 and maxed out her abilities here. Just kidding, I didn't max it out, but hey, we don't worry about those details. And now, the last character in my showcase. None other than Mr. Scaramucci himself. So, I love him. He's quite literally my favorite fucking character in this fucking game, and I love him so, so much. He's currently at 66 to 185 crit rate, crit damage ratio. He's level 90, Scaramucci. We're rocking his R1 weapon, R1 signature weapon. His artifacts are absolutely shit. Chat, I've been farming Paradise for like the past 10 years and I haven't gotten any good artifacts. The artifacts that I have on him are so fucking copium, like it's not even funny. We're just huffing along. Honestly, one of these days we'll get a good artifact, but for some reason, he just doesn't like him. I'm a wanderer main. Let's go. Love Scar's story, very relatable. Artifact farming is a pain. That is so freaking true. So yeah, he's currently a work in progress because his artifacts are really, really bad. But I do have him C1 and I am gonna crown. I think I'm gonna triple crown him as soon as I get like his, you know, abilities and I actually fight the Scara boss. Confession, I can't beat the Scara boss. I literally need to get carried in the Scara domain. I literally do not have any. I have not been doing my weekly bosses. I am so bad at it. But eventually he'll be leveled. So, that's all of my characters. As you can see, this is another, oh, you can't really see that, but I only have a few characters level 90. Most of my main characters are level 80, and then everyone else that I don't really use is level 70 and below. My Venti is probably the next person I'm gonna level 90, but that's all of my characters. Husbanda collector, but yeah, listen, I'm a collector, not a builder, okay? Listen, collector just means having them in my pocket, okay? Are you doing account reviews? I do not typically do account reviews, no. But is that why I come to help in the boss every time? Yes. Benny benefits a lot from level 90. I don't really think so. I think he's pretty fine with level 80. And I also only level 90 the characters that I really, really like. So I like Bonnet, but I don't like him that much, okay? So, these are all of the weapons that I have. I have too many Claymore users for someone that doesn't like Claymore users. Literally, like, what the fuck is this R2 Red Horn? Like, fuck, man. Getting the Scarab weapon was an absolute nightmare, I swear. Can I have your spare elegy? No, I'm saving it for the future bow support that I need, and I'm going to pair with, I don't know. I've got, like, guys, I can R5 my lost prayers, but I haven't done it yet. Ito is a beast? I don't care if it's a beast. He is not husbando. Ito is literally the most horrendous looking Genshin character out there. I don't know what you're talking about. So, listen, it's literally next to me, chat. My checklist, okay? Are they husbando? Yes, I roll. Ito is not husbando, therefore, he is not part of the list, okay? Oh my gosh. So, we got a bunch of other we have a bunch of weapons that I don't use here. Kind of just chilling. I'm running low on artifacts these days. I need to do a lot more artifact farming, but I'm also out of condensed resin, so or fragile resin. So we haven't really been able to touch that these days. Listen, I have 1769 heroes wits. I think that's enough. That's all I need to say. I don't level that many characters, and that's why I have a lot of heroes wits over the years. But yep. How do you have so many heroes wits? I don't level that many characters. That's all I can really say. The thing that I am proud of is I'm a cook. I am what you call a Michelin star, Michelin chef. I have every food in the game, and I don't know why. we just kind of have a lot of them for some freaking reason. Yori, thank you for the follow. Hello. Oh my gosh. So this is my food, my lunchbox. Yeah, there's something else like I don't think I can share with my Abyss. I have a teapot. Do you guys want to see my teapot? I have just like the standard events, I think, for the rest of these. I haven't completed my Inazuma my also Inazuma exploration. I haven't completed my Sumeru exploration yet, so that's why that's there. Heck, I haven't even done Dragon Spine chat, so we're quite literally coping. Exploration wise, I have most of Mondstadt. 3 areas, 100%. In Liyue, I've got 2 areas, 100%. In Inazuma, I have 3 areas, 100%. Where I'm typically above 80% for most of these guys. It's just a matter of finding a guide and like knocking out those like few chests or whatever lying around. And then in Sumeru, I'm still in the middle of exploring, so we still got areas that are at 50%. And desert at 69%. Nice. Oh my gosh. I was looking, forgot to follow last time. Oh good, yay. Thanks for stopping by again. Show Enkanomiya progress? Dude, I literally have not explored Enkanomiya. Dude, there's too many puzzles, chat. Listen, the girl can only handle too many puzzles. So my Enkanomiya is at 81. My Chasm is at 72. Bro, I haven't fucking unlocked this one teleport point that I need to get to this boss. And so that's why, if there's anyone that needs this boss materials, bro, I am just never gonna get there. I have not found it. I do not know how to get there. So, we don't talk about the chasm. Do you guys want a tour of my teapot though? I have that. That's kind of done for the most part. I'm gonna go play some Valor. Talk to you later, Chan. I hope you guys have fun. Take care. Have a good luck on your games. So, welcome to my teapot chat. Let me take a step back for a second so you guys can see it. I'm not gonna lie, the last time I touched my teapot was probably in 2021. I have not like when the teapot first came out, I was really into it, and then as soon as that summer was done and over with, I haven't touched this since. So, dun 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 dun. Sheesh! You guys like my teapot from far away? This is just me trolling. Hold on, let's get to a higher spot. I'm actually really happy. I'm actually really happy with my teapot. In terms of this main area, at least. Ta-da! I find it super, super cute. I basically just layered a bunch of buildings behind the main building to make it look like a big mansion. And so, yeah. This is our main area. This is literally the only part that's built, chat. Everything else is kind of just trash. I'll do a quick little tour here. So, how many characters are max friendship? A few of them. I believe if I check my name cards. I don't know. A few of them. Not all of them, but like a decent amount of people are level sorry, what do you call it? Level 10. Most of the characters at the very least. So, we got all of our kitties in this corner. We've got Paimon staring at the wall in this corner. I typically have these are all like leeway sets, Mondstadt sets, just for the sake of it. So that's kind of just what's going on here. These are just sets, chat. Like, I wanted to get those extra primo goodies, you know. And I'm sure you guys also, if you aren't aware, you guys should work on your teapot because it actually gives you a shit ton of primo gems. So that's what most of all of this is just the sets to get the drops. And I believe this upper floor has more of the leeway based areas for the most part. But I actually had a really big teapot phase when it first came out. Haven't really touched it since, but it's still really cute to like look at once in a while. Hi Koi, welcome! Don't know Walled Paimon. Not on the bed. I did my teapot halfway. It's so much work though. It really is. I'm not gonna lie. But you get a lot of primos. If you have a lot of characters too, you get a shit ton of primos, man. So, I already got all the primos I can get for teapot for C2 Yan. So this is just another POV of the area. I'm really happy of this perspective here. But like, it's the only place that I really worked on. Everything else is kind of just here. I tried to do some stuff, but we haven't touched it in a bit. Just like a cute little sauna type of deal. We got a little village going on over here. Nothing else in the area. Oh yeah, this is like my little leeway village. Nothing. Literally, there's a singular boar and that's about it. I hit the maximum load, which kind of sucks. I feel like if they lifted the load limit, I would play more of this game. Or like the teapot and stuff, but haven't been able to do it. Hello, Nina, welcome. Yeah, this is my most built area. All of my other teapot islands haven't been touched at all, so that's kind of what we have here. But yeah, that's my little teapot showcase. If we head back, what else is there that you typically share with the Genshin account? How's your day? It's been good. Thanks for asking. Let's see here. You have other teapot islands? I do, but I haven't really touched it. There's quite literally nothing. Like, I unlocked it, but yeah, there's just nothing there, you know? So that's about it. I'm a proud Dia player who has not completed Dragonspine despite being AR 58. I quite literally still haven't done the Festering Fan quest. Highest crit. Oh, do we want to see? Let's see. Chat, I have a question for you. If you open your achievements, if you go into Wonders of the World, I'm gonna have you guys take a look at your achievements here. And I'm gonna get you to scroll. Where the fuck? I'm gonna get you guys to scroll until you find your highest your highest crit damage number. So we're gonna scroll and see if we can find it here. Where the fuck is it? You gotta do a lot of scrolling. here we go. So, the highest amount of crit damage I've done apparently is 364,666. Wait, did I say that properly? I don't know how to count, bro. But yeah, that's the most amount of damage I've done. I don't have that many achievements though, because I don't go finding achievements and stuff like that. But that's about it. I'm slowly making my way through AR-58. It isn't like I just need to do a little bit of exploring, but I'll be able to catch up, I think, pretty soon if I continue to do more damage. Bro, you use Eula? It's gonna be huge for you? It is, yeah. I do, in fact, use the Eula. But we'll see. One of these days, we'll probably hit bigger numbers because I'm slowly using... I'm working on a Eula team comp here, and they seem to be doing well together. I haven't noticed a significant difference, but... No, yeah. I love my Eula. I quite literally named my car Eula. I'm not shitting you, ask Kay. I love her so much. Definitely don't do the fishing achievement. I am so bad at fishing. I haven't even bothered doing it. But yeah. Ta-da! That's my Genshin account showcase, chat. Unless there's like other things you guys want me to show. I'm not really sure though. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh god. I'm waiting for new Dendro characters so that I can pair them with my I'll hate them and have proper TMs. But for now, we're just kind of saving. Do you have a Eula Mona Bennett riding comp for max burst damage screenshot? That sounds like too much work for me, but I do use that team comp sometimes. Show your Xiao, Pepe laugh. Skipper, welcome in. You missed my Xiao. I did have him earlier. But, yeah. You use Yunjin, I use Chi-Chi. Yunjin is useful because of her passive that increases the amount of attack damage that you do. I believe, is it one of her? So we've got C2 Yunjin. All nearby party members' normal attack damage is increased. Characters under the effects of the flag have their normal attack speed increased. That, in addition to normal abilities, she's just really good with physical damage characters. Which, I gotta say, chat, I really wish they include more physical damage characters in this game, because we're really missing some. Did you fix him? Pfft, no, he's just sitting there, but I did show him off. Just because I showed him off doesn't mean they're fixed, okay? Also, it's getting noisy. Let's go to the tree. Let's go to the tree and have this as our standing spot. Do you want Nahida? I don't really want her because she's a chibi. If Nahida was a hot male, maybe I would consider it. But no, I roll for husbandos, chat. What can I say? What can I say? But for the most part, I think when it comes to... I think for any future characters that I roll for, I'm really looking for more support 5-star characters that fit my criteria of being husbando or being fun to play with. I don't think I would roll for Nahida just because, like, she's cute, don't get me wrong. She's, like, literally an Archon. But I don't really like her. Like, I don't want to spend money on a little chibi when I could spend it on a hot husbando, you know? Nahida's pretty cracked, though. A lot of characters are cracked. Ganyu's cracked, Ayaka's cracked, Yelan's cracked. Like, I'm not gonna deny that they're cracked. It's more so that they're not my favorite characters, so I'm not gonna roll for them. And I think that's something that I really wanna, like, let y'all know. Not let y'all know, but, like, it's fine to not have the characters that are really, really strong, right? Like, I play this game as it's husbando impact for me. I play it for the characters that A, are husbando, or B, I like their playstyle, and it just makes rolling easier, chat. Like, yes, Dea is really, really hot, But am I gonna roll for her? No, I don't really like her playstyle. And I'm saving up for the Dendro character is coming out soon. So yeah. In conclusion, actually wait, I'm waiting. So basically I'm waiting for support 5-star characters and also healers, because I'm actually like I'm really lacking. I'm very limited having only Bennett and Jean as my healers. So that is something that I'm also kind of waiting for. So hopefully we'll get that soon. I'm also thinking of getting an Ayaka copy, but I don't think I'm gonna roll for her next. So next patch is gonna be Ayaka, but I don't think I'm gonna roll for it then, just because I do want to make sure I save up for Baiju and Kave. So I think we're gonna pass on her. That's okay. You don't Kokomi? Listen, Kokomi is like how do I say this in the nicest way possible? Kokomi's character was so underwhelming. She had so much potential in being a better character that they put her up to be. But for some reason, even though she's like commander of like this huge ass organization, she's like this soft uwu girl. And honestly, that's not my thing. Yeah, no. No. Not husbando is the easiest way to put it. She's best healer though. Like I said, chat, I don't care about the meta. Listen, chat, I am basically F2P because all of my... Okay, wait, pause. I can't say this. I can't say this when I have an all waifu team on right now. Okay, let's go to the boy band. Okay, this is my Dick's boy band. Listen, chat. Listen. I'm basically F2P, okay? I am quite literally F2P because I have all of my favorite husbandos that have zero team synergy with each other. Do you think this team that I have right now actually works together? No, they have zero team synergy. They're only here because they're hot and I love them. Disgrace? What the fuck? But like, in all honesty though, I think the main thing with my account and my characters is that I need to invest in the 4-star supports that I have. And so I think that's why Farazan is definitely on my list on the characters that I do want to level up, because she's a really good support for Skara, and I'm literally a Skara main. So I need to work on comms that kind of work for him. And yeah. Honestly, if you were to get anything from this, if you were... Listen, the main lesson for today, the main lesson is that, chat, listen. Fuck the meta, embrace husbandos. The end. That's all I gotta say. Like, gotta keep it real, you know? Dio's just... Is FTP to Scopium? I like how she said that while showing a what? I've tried using 2 animals of her Scar team and it's fun. Yup, Scopium. Listen, y'all. I don't know. I feel like a lot of Genshin... So, okay, real talk though. A lot of Genshin players always beef about, like, meta this, meta that. Have you ever met a girl, motherfuckers? Listen, chat, let's be fucking real for a second. It's like me playing... Just try it. But I don't spend any money, so am I FTP or not? I built a meta team. I mean, listen, you don't need to be a force to play. You don't have to pay to get meta characters, right? Like, if they happen to be a meta, is just like happens to be. But for me, it happens to be that all of the meta characters are all waifus. So I don't have any of them, which is unfortunate. Hi, Frozen. Meta is cringe. I just like waifus. Not even a dime. Oh my gosh. Well, I am very, very happy with what I have. Obviously, there's improvements to be made, but Aside from like Sino, like I have no regrets with the characters that I have. I sweat in blood. I spend in blood, sweat, and tears. That's really funny. But yeah, that is for the most part how I play this game. And so it's one of the reasons why like I don't know. The reason why I did this too, chat, is because I'm gonna go back later and clip the builds that I currently have so that we can use that as reference for a lot of the people who always ask for what my builds are. Because I actually have never done a proper showcase where I've actually split up my like split up clips for the specific characters that I have. So that's kind of what we're gonna be doing. Um, I'm in the progress of just kind of compiling most of my Genshin stuff to make it more easy for y'all to, I guess, check out my build. Listen, all I'm saying is that you're gonna see more Genshin content from me, I think. I'm really trying to hone in on the fact that I'm quite literally addicted to this game, and we're gonna make the most out of it. People dissing on Sinal Saj. He just isn't for me. I think like it's one of those where it's like whenever I say like I don't like a character, it's always because I don't like it for myself, right? Like listen, y'all can have your characters, okay? I'm just talking about my own characters.